Good morning. Welcome to the morning show with Kelly and Barbara, your one-stop shop to making sure that you are updated on all the latest happenings with COVID. You get your workouts in, cooking inspiration, and life hacks just to make things a little bit easier.
Yeah, now a little bit earlier on, we had Cheryl Lowe bringing you the best of body weight workouts with a twist, quite literally. She's our resident sports SG skipping sensation. And I don't know about you, but I can pretty much do single unders, and that's about it.
Yeah, 10 in a row and I'm on a roll, I think. Don't forget that every morning at 10, we cut through all of the rumors as well to bring you the hard facts on what's going on with COVID-19 daily. Plus, we've got real talk with real people. We're going to be stretching you out both physically and mentally and to help you ease into the day.
Not forgetting our afternoon workout at 3 p.m. for that ultimate sweat session. Sakina from Uppercut is going to get you jab, cross, and hooked with her later on and her sharpshooter skills.
Well, let's get down to business, shall we? Yesterday, Singapore crossed the 4,000 mark as we saw a total of 728 cases. Now, guys, this includes the 654 of the foreign workers, which make up the new patients. 5 clusters, however, were identified, and 2 more clusters have actually been closed due to no new cases appearing in the last 28 days. We're only a few more days away from that 2-week mark, so hopefully we will start to see things tailing off. Just yesterday, Minister for Manpower Josephine Teo announced on Facebook a 3-pronged strategy to manage the COVID-19 spread in the dormitories. So fingers crossed that that will work. Remember, there are a total of 12 foreign worker dormitories currently under isolation. I know it's rough for everybody, but please, let's just send our love, our care, and our well wishes out to these guys as well. They are struggling just as much as we are, if not even more so. So compassion is needed, and help, if you can provide it, to assist them.
That's right. Now, we absolutely love hearing from you, your comments, your questions, everything under the sun. Today's topic is, what is your go-to, I don't know what to eat meal?
Peanut butter jelly sandwich, maybe. Indomie, kaya toast. I love kaya toast. But the options are endless. So send us your comments and let us know what it is that you will reach for in a pinch. Easy, complicated, doesn't matter what it could be. But if you are commenting on Facebook, please make sure that you keep the conversation going. We had a comment yesterday that we addressed on our Facebook page. We had another comment regarding a similar sort of thing about the sports industry and how it's not the only industry that is affected. Hopefully you guys understand that what we're trying to do is facilitate a conversation here. So it doesn't matter whether your comments are good comments or constructive comments. We do want to hear from you guys. So if you have something to say, please drop us a comment on Facebook, either on the One Play Sports page or the Get Active TV pages or any of the Sport SG pages where you're watching this live. And let's start facilitating a conversation. So to, what was his name that...
Kim Joshua.
That was it. Kim Joshua. You mentioned yesterday that it isn't just the sports and entertainment industry that's affected. And you're absolutely right. There are so many industries that are affected. The hospitality industry. Actually, our parents, Barbara and I, our parents have an SME. They have a small company that they've set up. And they've been incredibly impacted. So all the smaller companies that are struggling as well. I want you to know that you're not alone. There is assistance out there. And if you are struggling, reach out to someone. Talk to us and let us try and facilitate a conversation to the right people, or at least just let us know how you feel, because at these times, sometimes we just need to talk to somebody. We are all frustrated. We're all going through the same thing. And we want you to know that this is a safe space to start airing your comments. We're looking for constructive comments, not keyboard warriors. We're just trying to help be a platform for you guys to tell us how you feel, and hopefully we'll be able to bring a smile to your face, and hopefully we'll be able to help ease your situation by at least providing you with constructive feedback, comments, criticism,
conversation. You know, there are so many different points of views when it comes to this kind of thing. Everyone's, you know, they have their own opinion, and a lot of the time miscommunication means that there are clashes. And that's what we want to avoid. Just understand that everyone comes from a different point of view, and there are different aspects to everything.
So aside from lunch today, if you'd like to talk to us, then why don't we talk about the mask situation as well? Straits Times yesterday released an article saying that 5 out of 6 different masks are actually not as effective as they could or should be. So why don't we facilitate that conversation on Monday? We've actually got a mask expert from Novena Life Global Healthcare who is going to come in and share with us a few of the differences. But if you are out and about with your mask on, there are advisories out there about when you need to wear a mask. We'll be talking with our next guest, Stephanie Bovis, about wearing a mask as well. But if you've had issues with wearing a mask whilst you're out because you were exercising, or maybe you just stopped exercising, talk to us, tell us your experiences, and let us know how you guys are coping.
Yeah. So we are going to hop off for a quick break before we come back with actress, MC, yin yoga teacher, Steph Bovis. Don't go anywhere.
Step right up, draw the next cut. You're one of the brighter animals, so get along with everybody else. Is this ship sinking? I've been thinking. Always sinking. I've been thinking. Been a little time to get along. Wake up call, throw the next up. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
Hello and welcome back to the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. I've subbed out Barbara with Stephanie Bovis. We are here to navigate your new morning normal, and each morning what we're going to do is essentially bring you a fitness expert, a yogi, a physio, a chiropractor, someone who will help realign your body and get you all set up for the rest of the day. So you name it, we're going to bring them in, and today joining us is Stephanie Bovis. Steph, you are, like Barbara said earlier, an MC, an actress, you're a host, you're a travel presenter, you are a yin yoga instructor, you are incredibly fit. Like, is there anything you don't do?
Serial freelancer life, you know, especially in this day and age, sort of, you know, experiencing the consequences, but not all for the worse. I think it's been really nice to just sort of understand where my focus lies, and yeah, freelancer life, that's sort of my thing.
So right before Circuit Breaker kicked in, like sort of like, it was March that you were still traveling, right?
Yeah, I was away for a month, actually, New York and then Dominican Republic. New York prior to the
Explosion.
crazy epicenter outbreak.
Yeah, it's nuts. Actually, the United States currently takes up something like a quarter of all global cases right now.
Lord. Yeah, I don't keep up with statistics because they change every single day.
That
It's
is
staggering
true.
rates.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, I mean, I literally left Singapore before going to New York, and back then it was still quite mellow, and I was escaping the crazy by leaving Singapore. And then Dominican Republic was just so, there was no anxiety, there was no fear, it wasn't even on the forefront of anyone's mind. And then I was going to fly back to New York and then head to London and to see my 81-year-old father, and that obviously did not happen for obvious reasons. So I had to sort of reroute and then make my way back to Singapore by flying through Miami. Yeah, I self-quarantined at least a couple days just to make sure I didn't
Good on you. But
spread it.
must really suck to not be able to go see your dad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my family's been separated and staggered around the world for very, very long time.
I was going to say it's probably as long as you can
Very
remember.
long time, yeah, over a decade. But it's been interesting to just the whole concept of home and where you feel safe and sheltered, and that whole concept has been very foreign to me personally forever. But it's been even more pronounced with this whole thing happening.
I can imagine. So tell us a little bit then about your yoga practice and how it maybe helps maintain your sense of normalcy in all of this crazy.
Oh, babe, it's keeping me sane. And it's also keeping me connected to the community because I do share virtually and in live streams. And it's been, honestly, I just love it. Like, and it's for the sharing aspect, the giving, but also the connecting aspect.
You've always been a giver, haven't you?
I try. I think we're all still a work in progress. Trying to give more.
So for everyone at home now, Steph is now going to give you some stretches to do. I'm going to discard my high heels because that's probably not quite practical.
Yes,
but then you'll see the height disparity.
Not good for the
between two of us.
posture, Kelly. Let's talk about that. No, yeah. So when I think about stretches, I mean, I came onto the show and I was asked to share 3 stretches. I mean, there are a plethora of stretches. But I find if I'm going to share a stretch now, it'll be one that sort of hits multiple areas of the body, targets multiple areas. Okay, so let's get into the first one. This one is going to be a forward fold because we all like to get into our hamstrings, but with an added chest opener. Okay, so let's interlace the hands behind our back. Okay, we're trying to glue the palms together as much as possible. Okay? If you can't, then it's fine. We're going to stretch the arms out behind you so you already feel a nice opening in the chest. Okay, keep the knees nice and soft, and then we're just going to bend forward.
Oh, good Lord, no one needs to see that angle.
Okay, so you feel, if you do come into this, you may feel a nice crack in the upper back and into the shoulders. And so this sort of targets the upper and the lower body.
Wow.
So it's
Just like a blood rush. It's like instant blush for your face.
And when you crack into the vertebrae, I mean, isn't that the most amazing sensation or what? I mean, yeah, so that's the first one. And again, while you're here, you can also rotate right to left, and this is just to get into our chests that are often very compromised now, especially in this era where a lot of us are sitting.
I don't think I bend that way.
Was my butt just... Yeah, but it sort of opens up into the chest.
Nice.
And a pose that I'll demonstrate, actually now that while we're on the topic of chest, let's get onto the floor. So I'm sure a lot of us are guilty for watching Netflix and sort of streaming through our shows. You know, we're doing a lot of this, a lot of leaning back, a lot of tightness into the chest. So I like to give poses that allow you to still be able to do that, still be able to watch a show, but in a way that's sort of different than the normal sitting position. Okay, so one of them is to come onto the belly and into your Sphinx pose, as if you're tanning on a beach. Okay, so even just by, feel into the belly, but just by sitting like this, okay, and you can sit as if you're standing on the beach, your head is nice and supported. We're promoting extension of the spine and an opening in the chest. Okay, we're exaggerating the lower back, and just by doing this for 5 to 7 minutes, you don't even know that you're here, but you're doing so much good for the spine.
Wow.
So you can get onto the floor, watch your show, do whatever you have to do, but still be benefiting your body in a certain way.
So this is why when the kids get down off the couch and are rolling around on the ground, like,
exactly.
it's not a bad thing.
No, not at all. It's so good for you. Another one, that's the second one. It's called a Sphinx. Okay. It's to just get into a nice, good old deep squat, man. I mean, obviously,
I'm gonna do the Asian squat thing. Okay, here we go.
Yes. I mean, if you can't, honestly, if this is not, your skeleton doesn't allow it, or you're pretty tight in the hips, you can always sit on a cushion or in a block or in a meditation chair. I think here in this part of the world, they don't call it an Asian squat for nothing, right? So, yeah, here you can just relax, chill. This is great for digestion. You can come into your twist.
Okay.
Twisting over to the right. You can maybe incorporate more mobility in the shoulders. You can freestyle it here.
I'm definitely not as bendy as you.
No, but it doesn't matter. I mean, just the fact that you're getting some movement into your shoulders, into your upper body. A really great one that looks kind of funny, it's called the chicken wing pose. You turn your fingers in towards you, tuck them sort of right by your ribs, and then push your elbows together as you draw the chin to the chest.
Oh my goodness me.
I mean, hello shoulders, right? So we're opening up into the chest and we're opening up to the shoulders. So
I'm actually working up quite a sweat doing this.
shall we just stay and have the rest of our talk in this position?
Sure, that sounds great. You were mentioning earlier on that you have Zoom sessions.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that for anyone that would like to come
Yeah,
and join
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've partnered through it with ClassPass as well. So I teach with Athlete Lab, and their classes are virtually available on ClassPass. But I'm also extending the offer to anyone out there who wishes to join. The times tend to change, but if you follow me on Instagram, I think that I always update you. But right now it's Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m.
And
hit me up, say hello.
How much does it cost so that people know?
It's more of a donation base.
Okay.
Just an offering. It's more of an energy exchange, you know. And if you really, if this is not, if you don't have the means to give a donation, that's also fine. It's not about that. It's about just.
It's all about the giving.
You're
You're doing really well to give. Okay, I have to say this is probably the first time that I've ever presented on TV in an Asian squat. Steph, thank you so much for joining me.
No worries.
And
my
for
dear
making me
Kelly.
get into this position.
Always.
Hit Steph up on Instagram if you want to find out a bit more about her different Zoom sessions. Like she said, it does change, but Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. That's where it is at the moment. At Stephanie Bovis is the Instagram handle.
Full name.
So if you need to, you know where to look. We're going to go for a short break, but when we come back, we're going to take those pom-poms that we had yesterday and put them to even greater use. Don't go away.
Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to the morning show with us as we aim to start your day with a little dose of Latimer love. It's not easy being at home with the kids. Any parent will agree. So let's take a tiny recap of what we've covered this week.
We started the week creating schedules to help you get some sort of normalcy in this entire amount of chaos at the moment. Then we decided to make the cutest little bit of caterpillars.
That's right. We had there's a little bit of breath control going on there, which also led us into the pom-pom races. Again, focusing on the breath control, and it goes to kids of all ages, right? From the young ones all the way, sorting out some organization and cleanliness and in their life.
Absolutely. And then Barbara brought us her extremely cool 4-ingredient slime recipe that actually succeeded.
You're welcome.
And
today
we're going to stick with the pom-pom theme, which we have here. So like I mentioned, I got these pom-poms from Daiso. So they were $2 a pack. So they're absolutely fabulous.
Nice.
And what I've decided to do is rehash an idea that I had incorporated with Sienna when she was probably about a year old, to get a bit of hand dexterity, as well as get some color coordination going. And as she's developed and gotten older, she was able to identify the colors and actually voice them out. And I'm going to talk to you about how you can scale it up as well to the older children, incorporating some mathematics and some number recognition and counting.
Okay, what have we got?
So all you need for this activity is a box of some sort. So I chose an old shoebox that we have. And the idea behind getting a box which you can
How many
open...
shoeboxes do you have?
Shush. There is no need to bring this up on live TV. But essentially, we want a box that you can open so that when you push in the pom-poms, the kid can then open up the box and then retrieve the pom-poms.
Cool.
What I did was then I stuck a piece of paper on top so that it's easier for the child to draw, or in this case for me to draw. And we can finish off colouring. So I tell you what, Barbara, I'm going to let you finish colouring while I just explain what we're going to be doing.
All right.
So what you'll also need is a knife. Make sure that it is sharp, unlike Barbara's knife, which wasn't sharp whilst chopping onions.
It wasn't that bad, y'all.
It was pretty bad.
It was fine.
Then you want to make sure that you've got a cutting mat just in case you want to cut things through and just be a bit forcible. You don't want to be damaging any surfaces at home. You'll need those pom-poms, and you'll also need your colouring pencils. Now, it's completely up to you whether you want to be doing this by yourself or whether you want to get the kids in to assist. I like to pick a little bit of a theme or a little bit of a storyline in which to create these pictures. If you don't feel like you are very artistically inclined, then what you can do is you could also just
draw it and let them colour it.
Draw it and let them colour it, or just print out one of her favorite characters. So if they're mad on Paw Patrol, for example, then you can get them, you can just print out a Paw Patrol thing and go with it. But essentially what you want to do is you want to try and incorporate as many different colors as possible that match the colors of the pom-poms that you have.
Oh, sorry, okay.
It's okay,
I
we
was
kind of
checking,
have...
did I colour that starfish the right colour then, or?
Essentially, whatever works. So what I've got here is we've got a purple octopus, we've got the blue water, we've got the turquoisey starfish, we have an orange pufferfish, we have a grey rock, and we have a red coral. So the idea is that you want to come up with as many different colours as possible. Then what you'll do is you will take your knife.
And very carefully.
Let me just do this here. You will cut in holes.
All right, it looks a little bit like, it looks a bit mean.
It does look a little bit mean. I am just literally like slicing into his head right now. But what you want to do is you want to be cutting...
What is that?
You want to be across, but then you also want to do like a star, because you want to be able to push in so that the pom-pom can be pushed through easily.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Those little kiddie lunch boxes, like the snack packs.
Yes.
Where they can reach in and grab a snack and nothing spills out.
Exactly that. So what I've done here is I've just made a little hole there so that when she picks up the purple pom-pom, what she can do is then just pop it in there, just like that.
Yeah.
What you do want to make sure that you've done is that you've stuck this entire piece of paper down with plenty of glue and let it sit and dry before you start trying to colour or paint over it.
If not, it just rips off.
Otherwise it rips off,
right.
Or when you're using your knife to actually cut a hole in there, you end up with a lot of problems. Now I did say that you can scale this up, so aside from going on to colours, we can also do numbers. So how many legs does an octopus have? And then they have to go and identify how many legs there are. Then you can
Yeah.
pop 8 pom-poms in there to match it. Or you can just ask them, where is the number 8? And get them to identify that there are 8 here, or there are 5 on the starfish.
Yep.
Or I also did a little school of fish on the side over here. So how many fish are there in that little school, or how many eels are there, so on and so forth.
Oh, that's what that is.
It totally looks like an eel, don't knock it.
Of course. It could also be an overgrown tadpole.
Thanks. Anyway, there you go. That is a fun activity that you can do with your kids in order to get them to count, to identify colors. And like I said, I'm just going to cut up the rest of these here
Yeah.
so that you can so that I can actually get Sienna to do it later. But yeah, it's a great way to incorporate organization skills as well.
Organization, and you also mentioned that you did it when she was a lot younger to promote ambidextry?
Dexterity.
Dexterity, that was it. And you,
She is ambidextrous, but
I was going to say, has that kind of paid off?
yeah, for sure. I mean, to get a kid to be able to push something into a tight space
Yeah.
with their fingers really does help with strength. It also helps with their pincer grip when they're trying to pick up the pom-poms and put them in. So whatever you're doing, it will help.
Yeah. That's
Cool.
awesome, because I try writing with my left hand sometimes, and it looks like a 2-year-old trying to write.
I can completely understand that. Alrighty, that brings us to the end of How to Amuse Your Kiddos. Make sure you join us again next week. Actually, on this segment next week, we're also going to be showing you some kiddie products which we've really, really enjoyed using at home. One of them includes headphones. We're going to be showing you a review that Sienna actually did of the JBL Junior headphones, which are Bluetooth, so they're wireless. But for those of you that need a wired headphone, we've actually also got that option as well. And we're going to be sharing that with you next week. So make sure you stick around on the morning show.
That's right. Now, if you haven't had a chance to try any of these yet during the week, because even though we're staying home, we're technically still working from home, so you might not have the chance to do them. And the weekend is your time to shine. Get all of these done so that the kiddos can be occupied during the week. Don't forget to tag us on the socials. We've got the Get Active TV Instagram. You can tag Kelly and myself as well. I don't have a kid, but I love seeing them anyway, and sometimes I make these as well. Okay, we're going to go for a little break, but we will be back.
That is right, because when we return, we've got one of the leading ladies from Kin showing us the down low on what long-distance relationships are really like, COVID or not. If you've got any questions for Carla D, drop us a comment and stay tuned.
Step right up, draw the next card. You one of the black animals, so get along with everybody
you're back with us right here on The Morning Show for Family Friday. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning, and thank you for all your comments. We love hearing from you, so keep them coming.
Now we've got the ever radiant Carla D join us in studio, looking like the glowing the vision of glowing loveliness that you are. Okay, wait. So before we go anywhere,
Yes.
can you say your surname? Because after I said it on the show yesterday, everyone was like, "Did
Everyone
you
was
say it
debating.
right? Did you say it right?" So can you
Okay,
just
no. Then you gotta say it first. Then I'll correct you. Go.
Carla Donoriano?
Again?
Donoriano?
Oh, close.
Okay, go on.
Dunariano.
Donoriano. I just need to sound
gotta
like I
have,
got
like,
a little
the
bit of an
tongue roll as well.
Yeah, just try
Donoriano.
to sound super like Italian. Dunariano. You'll get it right every time.
With the hand action to
gestures.
go. I like
it. Makes
it.
all the Dunariano.
Dunariano. You'll get it right, I promise.
Nice. Okay. Well, I wasn't too far off. Okay. All right. I don't feel so bad now because I came off and then I was just like, oh man, did I get that wrong? Anyway,
Fine.
we've known each other for quite some time.
Ages.
Like 2010, we'd worked together during the Youth Olympic Games. So it's been a long time. But you are an absolute high flyer at the moment. Kin, how's that treating you?
It's good. I mean, it's really fun. I think we've been doing kin for like a year and a half, just about. It feels like a lifetime, but at the same time, it feels like that.
It's basically Singapore's version of a major soap opera.
Oh, totally. Totally. This is my like claim to fame. I've always wanted to be a soap opera star, and now I get to like do the whole like look off into the distance and have like one tear and all. It's amazing.
I love it.
It's
It's
a local telenovela.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Now we just need the subtitles of like my mouth and like the words just not sinking at all. Yeah, that's what I want.
And then we're almost there. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your relationship.
Yeah, you guys have been doing long distance like way before it was enforced because of COVID.
Yeah.
So what is the secret?
So I feel like I've had really good training for COVID. You know, I feel like I was totally
born
prepared
ready.
for this.
Look at you guys, you're so cute.
Oh yeah, so that's me. You know, being very considerate in public, wearing my
Wearing a mask.
That's my husband, Mr. Boom Gonzalez. That was actually the last trip we took together. That was the last time I saw him.
When was
And
that?
how long ago was that?
This was mid-March, like 14th, I think, 14th of March.
About a month ago, yeah.
Yeah, and we went over to Bintan. Yeah, for a short little getaway, and it was so funny because we were meant to be there for 2 days, and then we got there, and then this whole like thing blew up, right? This whole COVID stay home, and literally we turned around within 24 hours, and we were like, nope. And we got back on the ferry, came back home. And the next day he flew off, and then the lockdown happened, and we were like, "Oh, damn! He should have stayed in Singapore."
Yeah.
Oh man!
I just needed to keep him here for 24 hours.
Right, and he was like, "Baby, should I go home? Should I not? Should I?" I'm like, "Don't put this on me. You gotta make this decision. I can't be responsible for this." And then he got on the plane, and then Philippines was like, "No, lockdown. Nobody leaves." And we were like,
gosh.
"Great! It's gonna be a minimum of 2 months till we see each other again."
Oh man.
But we're hanging in there.
Yeah.
You know, I think when we started dating, we were only physically in the same country for a year before I left the Philippines.
Right.
And we've been doing long distance for 6 years now.
Wow, that
Marriage
is-
and all.
That's
It's-
pretty impressive.
It's,
You know?
it's a thing, I guess. And coming from a person who swore I would never have a long distance
You
relationship.
see, that's the thing. The moment you say, never will I ever, you will definitely do it.
Don't say it. Don't say it. You know, I just kind of set myself up for that one, and now I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Here I am.
well, what do I do now?
So now that everyone is in a long distance relationship, if they've not been living with each other, can you give us maybe like your top 3 tips on how to stay together?
Because we're either going to see a lot of breakups or a lot of babies.
Still trying to figure it out, guys. I'll let you know when I know. No, I think communication, obviously, I mean, it really can't be said enough. Whether you're in the same country or not, I think communication is so important because it makes your partner feel like they are involved in your life, even if they might not be around. And I mean, that tends to be like the common rift that we have is that we feel very disconnected from the other person because you do have an entirely different life apart from them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you live in a different country, you have a different social circle, your work is completely different. So I guess it's about making that extra effort of including them, even for trivial things. Like I'll send him pictures of my food, or I'll send him pictures of like what I'm doing today or what I'm cleaning, like just mundane things which we probably take for granted, but things that make him happy, you know. It's the little things that you want to be a part of, essentially. I know, it's all sad.
Okay, guys, hold it together.
It's not done yet. Let's go.
So pre-COVID, I call it PC.
PC.
You guys had super busy schedules,
Yeah.
but you always made time, you know, between his off season and when you had breaks on production
Yeah.
to make those trips together.
Yeah.
But obviously, you're not on production anymore,
Nope.
right?
Yeah.
He's still working.
Nope.
He's not working.
Oh, wow, so you've got
So now
nothing to
you've
keep
got
you occupied.
nothing.
You've got all the
Nothing.
time in the world now,
Oh.
but you can't see each other. How has it been not being able to work?
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's an idle mind is the devil's playground, right? I mean, I think that phrase just rings true all the time now. Because when you're busy, at least you're distracted and you can do other things and you go, yeah, I'll message you when I'm done. But now you are done all the time. And you're just like,
But here's the thing,
what do
right?
we talk about?
At least you know your partner's not going to cheat on you, because how are they going to go see anyone else, right? So
Kelly, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to remind him, I'll be like, baby, you're not cheating on me, right? Because you can't leave the house, ha ha.
But it's true.
It is true.
Yeah. So are you okay though?
I'm all right. You know, I think having my pets, I've got 3 pets. I've got a dog and 2 cats, and they totally keep me sane. That's my dog, Mr. Bo, and clearly we are taking social distancing very, very seriously.
Oh.
They keep me sane because I guess they give me a purpose. I've got to wake up every day. I've got to take care of them. He's a fairly large dog, so he requires like 2 long walks a day. It forces me to get out of the house. It forces me to, you know, not wallow in self-pity, not kind of feel sorry for myself and all that. And my
Aw.
cats, which are very cute and very hairy.
So lots of vacuuming then.
It's a lot of vacuuming. Oh my goodness, I've been cleaning so much. My house has never
Spotless.
looked. Oh, it's beautiful. It should be a show flat, you know. So I'm cooking, I'm cleaning,
You're working out because you look in great shape.
Thank you, thank you. I am
Yeah.
running a lot. I'm cycling a lot. I guess I'm trying to do all of the things which I always want to do, but I constantly give myself the excuse of like, I've got no time. I want to sleep a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Hey, sleep is important, man.
I love sleep. Sleep
Yeah,
ranks
join the
really
club.
high on my list of priorities.
As a mother. As a mother.
Before you were a mother.
That is also true.
love sleep.
Speaking of sleep, we do have some naps coming up your way.
got- yeah.
But before we let Carla go, we've got a little something for you.
Oh,
Oh.
gosh, yeah.
Oh no.
Okay,
Yeah.
so every episode we will have a trending section. Hashtag trending.
Hashtag trending.
Based on, you know, all these different like TikToks and videos and things that have gone viral.
Do you have a TikTok account yet?
No.
Okay. You haven't fallen down that hole.
I downloaded it because I wanted to see what everything was about.
Yeah, I created an account, but I haven't
couldn't
done
navigate it. That's as far as I got.
Okay,
I
okay,
created an account.
Grandma.
I downloaded it and then I was like,
And then?
I'm lost. And then you know all the instructions of like swipe up to see more things. I swiped up and I didn't understand and I was like,
It's
nope,
like,
close.
It's like when you get a new phone.
Okay.
Okay, so this is gonna
hold
be
on.
funny then.
Okay.
We've got a little dance that we want you and Barbara to do, and I'm delegating it to Barbara because I've already stretched myself out and I'm in high heels.
Okay,
Uh,
so this is called the foot shake because we can't give you a hug to say thank you for coming on. So we're going to try and do, I think, half of the foot shake because that's as
dear.
far as we're going to go. So we're going to watch the video first.
so that you know what to do.
So there's a tune that goes with it.
And it's like the na na na, na na na.
So we'll get maybe like to the first twist, but I rehearsed this, so we're going to stand
That's
up.
not fair. You have an advantage already.
Well, if not, we're going
I'm
to be
just gonna
stuck
sit here
watching
and
the
laugh at
video
you
for the
guys.
next
You
5
guys are
minutes. So
setting me up to
apparently, we'll
fail.
do it together to the camera first. So apparently it's right,
Right.
and then back down, and then left, and then back down, and then it's 3 right. So da 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 da, and then right on the inside.
Right on the inside.
Yeah,
So you
like your
tap the
feet, your
inside
feet
of the
touch
foot.
on the inside. So just so touch, and then you touch the other person's foot on the outside, and then you spin, and then you touch the heel with the left.
It's gonna end in tears.
Yeah,
You
so-
know that, right? I'm gonna kick you in the shin and it's over.
So you face me, I'll face you.
I'm
So
just gonna
I'll
sit
call
here
out
and
like
laugh.
right and left. So
Okay,
it's-
I'll give you the music. Are
You
you ready?
gotta
Yeah.
sing for
Yeah.
us. Come on. Beatbox.
Ready?
Ready? And
Da,
right,
da, da, da,
left,
da, da,
da,
Oh,
da, da,
oh, okay.
da,
right,
da, da,
right,
da, da, da,
right,
da,
left,
da.
right, inside, right,
Da.
outside, and turn to do a
Da.
left.
Yay!
We're gonna do it one more time.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
So it's right, left, right,
Right,
left,
right,
right, twist.
Twist.
Are you speaking English right now?
Probably not.
Tell.
One more time from the top.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Da,
Right,
da, 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 da,
Left.
da, da, da,
Right,
da, da, da,
right,
da, da, da,
right,
da,
left.
da, 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 da.
Okay, done. I'm gonna take that as a win.
Success!
That is a win, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Carla D.
Yay.
We are going to go for a short break and we'll go and let Carla recuperate and maybe start TikTok proper now. We'll be back with, like we said, a way to make sure that you're getting in those 40 winks. Don't go away. You're watching The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara.
Welcome back to The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. We showed you how to use pom-poms to occupy the kiddos, and while they're distracted, you can catch that much needed nap.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
let's be honest, when we want to take that refreshing 30-minute nap, more often than not, you're still trying to fall asleep when your alarm rings to tell you that you've got to get up and do stuff again.
Exactly. Now, you're not alone. Half the time, your body is telling you that you absolutely need the rest, but your mind is swimming. How many of you, just when you lie down there, all that you can think about is your large list of things that you need to complete? It is absolutely ridiculous. So what we did was we decided to compile a list of the top apps that we have tried and tested to help you catch that little nap.
That's right. Some of them have also come highly recommended from friends. Haven't quite had the chance to test them yet, but reviews are good. Now, the first one is Pizziz. That's the one in the top left. So all these can be found on like the app stores and stuff. Pizziz, I've only used the free version because I'm too cheap to pay for it. Yep.
I paid for it, and it is actually, it is pricey.
Yeah.
It's an annual subscription.
It's like 100 and something.
Yes, but it really is very good for helping you just zen out and relax. And the voice is not annoying. I think my biggest problem is that when I listen to a guided meditation app or a sleep app, it's either rain and thunderstorms, or it's a really annoying drony voice that just goes on and on. Or like did you include the Honest Guys in here? No. So there's also another one on.
Yeah, the Honest Guys.
Oh, okay. So
they do make awkward pauses, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So Pizziz, they've got your sleep function. I think if you pay for it, you can get the focus function as well for when you're doing work. But in terms of a nap, they do have a. You can set how long you want the timing for, and they'll talk you into this nap. And you will hear in your ear, obviously it's best if you use earbuds or maybe a speaker. They will also talk to you to wake you up. And it just kind of sets into your subconscious. And like you said, the voice is really, really nice on that one. The next one is Calm. This came recommended from a couple of friends.
Yep.
Where they've got meditation and sleep stories.
Oh. So it's like someone telling you a bedtime story.
Exactly. So it might be more oriented towards going to sleep at night, but it did come highly recommended, Calm.
Right. I have seen the ads for that on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Instagram. But it is very, very important for you to recognize what type of nap you want to take. Naps of different durations actually have different benefits to you. So if you wanted to have a quick power nap, 10 to 20 minutes is the most effective, and it does boost that alertness. 60 minutes is actually when the cognitive memory processing starts happening. So that's when things get incorporated into your brain. So if you've been studying for quite some time, or if you've been looking at books, then that's the time when your brain actually reprograms that into the deep memory so that you have better recall after it. So it's good to have that mid-study nap break. But the only problem with the 60-minute nap is that sometimes you wake up feeling a little bit groggy because you've probably dipped into deep sleep.
Yeah.
But coming back out of it, probably it's not the ideal time. Whereas if you do the nap from 60 to 90 minutes, that means you're going into a full sleep cycle, getting all the benefits of all of that before you come back out of it.
I've tried doing that before. I was asleep for the next 3 hours. So make sure you do set your alarms. In terms of the different apps, I think the next one was Headspace. I tried this for a while, again, the free version.
Yep.
But there were too many options. So I'd go into one and I didn't like the voice, and then I'd go into another one and it just took up too much time. If you're looking at free stuff, apparently Dr. Jeffrey Thompson's Sleepy Rain song is good. I usually listen to the Honest Guys every night before I sleep.
Yes, I do. Aside from the really awkward intonation and pauses.
Yes, they kind of talk as if they don't know when they want to pause.
Yeah, and that really annoys me. But if you can just get past that, then it is fine. But give it a try. Let us know how you get on, or if you've got any recommendations for us yourself. We're going to head off for a quick break, but when we return, we're sneaking into Hannah's lunchbox today to find out what is probably the healthiest lunch we've had all week.
Potentially.
Don't go away.
Step right up, draw the next card. You wanted the black or animals, so get along with everybody else.
ladies and gents, it's about that time on the show when everyone's stomachs start to rumble in the studio.
And let's be honest, every time we open someone's lunchbox, everyone just salivates just a little bit more. And we hear the tummies rumbling. So we're going to take a sneak peek into Hannah's lunchbox today. Thank you, Hannah, for bringing what is now potentially,
I was like,
potentially the healthiest one. So she's got the smallest portion of rice I've ever seen, which is good.
A half bowl of rice is actually considered the ideal amount of rice if you're consuming rice with a meal.
Depends on your definition of ideal, okay? Let's just say I am carb queen. So she's got a nice little portion of salmon in there, as well as some potatoes, some what I think are greens, carrots. So we've got
what I think are greens. Well, that's
they're green, but I wanted to say what they were. I think they're long beans.
Okay.
Or asparagus. But there's a fair amount of seasoning on this one, so you can you can smell the garlic and the onions and the soy. But I think that's great. I mean, it's a good balanced lunch, not overportioning.
And I think
well
it's
done,
great.
Hannah.
Good source of omega-3s. Now that you've got your lunch ideas settled, it's now time for us to round up the show by taking a mindful moment, this time with that mum of 4, Dawn.
And I'm here to share with you a few breathing techniques that you can practice anytime during the day. And what's so great about these breathing practices is how it can help you to kind of reset. If you're in a crazy mood, if you're feeling really frustrated, angry, tired, these are great ways to just find that reset button for you. And it doesn't take more than just a couple of minutes. So here's the first one, equal parts breathing. Just before I begin, I'd just like to emphasize the importance of breathing here. It's not just to get air in and air out. It's also a way for us to exercise our internal organs as your diaphragm presses down onto them and lifts away from them as your lungs expand and contract. Right? It is also a way for us to help to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite of your fight and flight response. So when we breathe here, I'd like you to be very mindful, and it really helps if you take your attention away from the television, away from the children, away from things that can distract you. So find yourselves in a quiet spot, like I am, seated, upright, tall. If you have a backrest, you can have it, but I will emphasize the importance of sitting up tall because it really helps you to facilitate breathing more deeply. A slouching position does not facilitate that, right? So find a comfortable chair, and when you can, you're gonna start to gaze towards something that's just about maybe 4 or 5 meters in front of you, or you can even gaze to the tip of your nose. We're going to start out with an equal parts breath first. So on your inhale, we're going to mentally count up to 4 together, and on your exhale, down from 4. And we're going to repeat that together for 5 rounds. Hands resting on your thighs. You can cross your hands, and then let's begin. Taking an inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, if you can, bring it towards your belly region. 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest your hands down onto your thighs. You saw me put my hands, one on my chest and one on my belly region, towards the halfway point, because it does help when you're trying to feel the movement around the belly area, around the ribs, and not so much just the chest. Naturally, many of us are chest breathers. We're shallow breathers. To encourage you to take your breath more to the bigger lung lobes around the lower torso region, that's where you have your hand resting there. To feel the movement happen there more so than the hand that's on the chest. Avoid tensing up the shoulders when you're doing that as well. Now, with all the breathing practices that we do here, I'd like to emphasize for you to not tense up your shoulders. So when we breathe in, it is not like you are trying to suck the air in. Focus a little bit more on your breath out where possible. With the second method of breathing here, I personally like it very much, especially when it's been so hot lately. So it's like you're making your own air conditioning using your mouth. Here's how it works, right? So it's a cooling breath. We inhale through the mouth, we exhale through the nose. Now we're going to be curling up the tongue. Genetically, this is not possible for some people. So I do apologize for those of you who cannot do that. But what you can do, if you cannot curl your tongue this way, is to just make an O with your mouth instead. So when we breathe in, like I mentioned earlier, it is in through the mouth and out through the nose. Here's how it works. I'm going to curl my tongue up and I'm going to inhale smooth. Exhale through the nose. And that is one round. We're going to do that together for 5 rounds, right? So relax your shoulders. You can rest your hands on your thighs. And then take an inhale through curled tongue. And exhale through nose. Inhale. Out. 2 more times. Out. It should feel quite cold already. 1 more time. And out. So for those of you who do feel overheated easily, you feel really hot, really warm, even outdoors, give this a try. It's like there's an air conditioning around your whole entire mouth, and the air does cool before it goes into your body. Right, so one of my favorites.
What an absolutely fantastic way to gear up for the rest of the day. I want to try that breathing thing when I get home later.
That's right. So the kids are occupied, you know how to get an efficient nap in, and you can stretch when you need it, and we're all grateful for some real talk when it happens.
Really enjoyed today's Real Talk with Carla and with Steph. Don't forget, we will be back again next week, 10 o'clock with us on the morning show. But if you're looking for something to do this afternoon, you can join Sakina from Uppercut Boxing at 3 p.m. We will be back next week, like I said, with more workouts, recipes, life hacks, and sanity checks.
That's right. Don't forget to check on Get Active TV's Facebook for the updated schedule. Thank you, everyone, for all of your comments. Thank you, Sharina, for the compliment on our little TikTok dance. I think we did well.
You did very well. Remember, guys, stay strong, stay safe, and stay at home. Bye-bye.